Go Yard.
Hello and welcome back to the CFCTALK podcast. It's been a long time since we've actually recorded really long time. I think the last game was about a month ago. So yeah, we said this the last time. We're back now, hopefully. No more issues and moving around and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, we'll make sure to cover every single game of the season. We always knew that it was going to be a tricky part of this season to cover since I'm moving to uni. Alex is busy with his stuff and Amart's busy as well. So the band's back together. In the latest news is Alex and we're going to Southampton on the 26th. So hopefully some exclusive footage from there. Amart will hopefully be there virtually for now, and then hopefully one day all three of us.
We'll Photoshop him until when we take a picture. We'll get him next door, so you'll be there.
Just get a cut out of my face. So whoever sitting next to you, whoever sitting next to you, put it on his face, and then I'll be there with you.
Yeah, I'm sure my friend, because I'm bringing someone else to the game as well, so I'll get him to wear it.
Yeah, he has to sacrifice his identity for me just for 90 minutes.
Get a Nike cap on him as well, just in more.
Yeah, I was doing Russian today. I forgot the cap.
No, I think I'm done with the cap. I've got some hair now, and now I can get rid of the cap and just stick with what I've got right now. But yeah, how have you guys been? It's been a long time since we've spoken about Chelsea. Since last time I think we were recording Chelsea were third. Now we're first in the league. Soon to be champions.
You'd be surprised, actually. I think we recorded one. It was our last one was the Southampton, which it was just me and you, and we recorded an hour's thing. I didn't remember it, but
the
internet said it happened, so I trust.
That's still pretty much, I think, 15 days ago, almost 16, half a month ago. So,
but we're back.
Yeah,
and doing good though. It's like I spent the weekend in Loughborough seeing uni friends, and that was really nice. I got to watch, normally I've been always missing the games live because I've been playing football at the same time. But this is the first time in a while where I've got to watch Chelsea properly, and it was a lot more stressful than what I'm used to. I think than we're all used to be honest. I don't think we've ever seen a Chelsea game end so on edge in a long time, because blimey, the last 20 minutes of that game was just pure stress. We'll get into it, of course, but that was just it was an interesting end to Saturday for sure. But Amart, how are you doing? We haven't heard from you in quite a long time, so
and I've been busy a bit with I've been working from home, so just work upon work and some personal stuff too as well. But it's been boring. It's really been boring this past 2 weeks. The international break wasn't really. I don't think I watched any game apart from probably the Ghana match. That was all. I didn't really watch any game apart from that. And then so it was very, very boring. Whenever Chelsea doesn't play, it's boring. Whenever we can't record to it, it even makes it more boring. So yeah. It's good to be back. It's good to record again. It's good to talk to you guys. Sometimes even when we don't record, in my head we are already recording. So, so we have episodes in my head. Don't worry.
I can imagine Amart just sitting there in front of this camera, just speaking to himself for an hour, just going. There's the episode.
Everything.
He's just ranting there. He's like, Tuchel should have done this, should not have done this. And just
the thing is that I already do this when I'm watching the game. When I'm watching the game, before we even started the podcast, I already do it myself when I'm watching. I pretend as if I'm talking to, because when I was in school, I had friends that I watched game with, but at home, whenever I finished the Polytechnic a long time ago, and then I've been watching games alone most of the time. So it's just like I picture talking to somebody and I just vent everything to the air.
I mean, yeah, going into the game, kind of just starting the discussion. Bit of a change in formation. We're used to playing a 3-4-3 kind of formation or with a false nine, but this time Tuchel was like, you know what, let me switch it up. Ruben Loftus-Cheek came in, which I don't think any of us expected to start. Change it to a 3-5-2. Kovacic started with Loftus-Cheek and N'Golo Conte in the midfield. Azpilicueta played right wing back actually, and Sarr got his debut. So quite a different lineup from what at least we were expecting, I think. I can't remember if us three we predicted Sarr to start or not, but
no.
yeah, Loftus-Cheek for sure. No one predicted.
Yeah. Go on, Matt.
Yeah, it was a very, very surprising lineup. Like a lot of people were complaining about Sarr starting, and we knew Thiago Silva won't be able to play because of the quarantine and the UK laws. Anytime he comes back from Brazil, he has to quarantine for a while. So he definitely missed the first Chelsea game. So we knew he wasn't playing. And Rudiger, we weren't really sure whether he'd play or not. So it was a very big surprise that he gave Sarr a start. And then Loftus-Cheek also playing. Everybody wanted that, and everybody wanted to see that, and he delivered. So it was a difficult, like it was a different lineup, but the happiest thing, the happiest part of the line, like for me, was seeing Lukaku and Werner up top. I just want that partnership to work. I just want it to work so badly, and if it so far it's a bit half and half. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But in the Brentford game, they had moments. They had they couldn't click. Sometimes they clicked, but I'm just hoping Tuchel is able to get the best out of them. And yeah, the lineup just paid off.
Yeah, 3-5-2 seems to be our thing. Like I think he's pretty much picked that in all of our games in the past. I mean, Southampton one, he picked it as well, at least for starting. And yeah, it's really interesting because I think it's kind of, I don't know how to describe it, but basically ever since we switched to 3-5-2, Lukaku stopped scoring. So it's really, really weird how, I mean, Werner seems to be doing quite well. I mean, so even today, despite like, he still made some really good runs in behind, and Chalobah I thought was finding him really well with long passes. But it's the formation. I mean, if it makes or no, I'm not going to say it makes Loftus-Cheek look good. Loftus-Cheek looked good regardless today. But yeah, it's not the most offensive formation in the world, and when you don't have Alonso in it as well, I'm not too much of a fan, to be honest, of the 3-5-2, and particularly because it's not getting the best out of Lukaku. So yeah, but it seems to work, and I can't really and he's getting the results, so can't really complain. But it's a bit of a weird one, I think. But I think Tuchel's kind of forced to play it because Mount, like our creative players, aren't in form at all right now. So he kind of needs to pick the players that are relatively in form. So our midfielders and Timo Werner as well as Lukaku. So yeah, he's kind of, I think he's probably forced a little bit into playing it. But even with a drastically changed lineup, still got the job done. So no complaints.
I completely agree. I think there's a lot of talk on social media about going back to a back four and all that kind of stuff. But at the moment, as Alex said, we don't have the players, like our creative players are not in form. Mason Mount isn't playing really well, compared to like how he was playing last season. Havertz has been struggling. Werner, he's doing his bit, but it's just not what you expect from Werner. And I think, yeah, with Lukaku, it just boils down to the change of formation. But it seems to work though. 3-5-2 seems to work the other day. I can't remember if we I'm just trying to think, because as you mentioned Ruben Loftus-Cheek, I'm trying to think what formation we played against Villa in the cup, because in that game as well I remember Loftus-Cheek played really well.
I think we might have gone to a back four in that one.
Yeah, because
that was our only game this season. and it was good.
Yeah, no, I think Loftus-Cheek has really put in the effort, and he really seems like he's trying his best to get into the squad. But what I don't get is a lot of fans going, "Oh, he's got to fight a Chelsea player, ex-Chelsea player of the year, men's UEFA player of the year, and all that kind of stuff." But realistically, he's putting the shifts, and he deserves a start. I think even against Malmo, he deserves a start. If Tuchel wants to give him one. For me. And in terms of the formation, I think it works. Why fix something that's not broken? I mean, Lukaku might be struggling right now, but it gets us to 3 points. So why switch? And because the way I look at it is back four and our defense is exposed. I think back four Chelsea will struggle, even with Kante and Jorginho in midfield, and using them as defensive midfielders. Well, we will struggle.
Fun fact: did you know that the back three cost £0 in transfer fees?
the way I compare it is 2016. No one had any hopes for these guys when we lost to Barcelona, and now they're the best defense in the league, joint best.
It's crazy though. But just what a performance from those guys, and of course the main man, Edouard Mendy, just.
He's built a wall that no one can break. But
I
think the funniest part of the weekend is Man United conceding 4 goals and the pundits getting a lesson on their own.
The pundits sports goals. Like, just mention his name. Because it was the thing was that it was very, very surprised that he said that, because when Tuchel came, we've had one of the best defensive records in the Premier League since he came in. We've had the most clean sheets than everybody in the Champions League. We had the most clean sheets. So for him to say that we're not organized defensively was just bizarre. It was just, you could see his bias just showing there. Definitely, when you compare defenders, United have the better centre backs, like minus Maguire, but they have some world class centre backs there. Maybe Varane just takes them to a different level. But compared to how organized our defense is,
I think if I may interrupt, but I think he's injured for the next few weeks as well. So it doesn't come easy for them.
Exactly, and we are way more solid at the back. Like, we could have conceded 3, 4, 5 goals to Brentford if it wasn't for Mendy and also the heroics of some of the defenders. So I think if Brentford was playing at Man United or something, they would definitely concede more. Like, they would have scored more. So it's just odd. I saw some comments on Twitter that usually it's not. It's unlikely to see certain words or certain statements come back to bite people in the butt so quickly, but this one was just so quick. It was just so fast, and it's crazy that United lost 4-2 in the day that we were also very resilient at the back. So yeah,
I mean,
think twice the next time.
They conceded more goals than Chelsea have in the last 8 games, the last Premier League 8 games.
Yeah.
But what's the best part is Ole is still at the wheel, and they've got Atlanta, Liverpool, Tottenham, Man United, Atlanta again, and then Man City in the next month.
And we pray he'll continue being at the wheel. We don't want him to.
I mean, his record against Chelsea is good, so I don't know if I wanted to stay. I can't remember. I think the last time we played them, they won. I think the only time Chelsea has won against Man United or Ole's Man United is the FA Cup semi-final, if I'm not wrong.
I think that's right.
Yeah. So
I think the last time we played them, we played a draw. Or
we haven't won against his Man United team.
Yeah, we haven't
other than the FA Cup game. So I mean, he can stay till the 23rd of November, and then once he loses to Villarreal, then he can get sacked off, and then Chelsea play Man United.
No, we can't play a team with a newly. You know how it goes when we play teams that sack their manager just before. We can't do that. We need to stay.
And there are rumors that if he's sacked, either Conte or Zidane might come in. So we don't want that. We don't want that to happen.
Yeah. Ronaldo under Zidane was someone else. So
give Ole a new contract.
Remember, gentlemen, this is not the Ole In podcast. That's our next one. Let's get back to singing Mendy's praises.
Yeah, no. Oh, Mendy. What a fine. And I read somewhere, I don't exactly know where, but apparently Mendy was first choice even after Donnarumma was available, because Czech was like, this is it. This we're getting him. Donnarumma can go where he wants, but Chelsea are not interested. But what a find, and what an inspirational journey for Mendy himself. I mean, 7 years ago, he was unemployed, looking for a job after not being able to stay with a football club for and then now playing for Chelsea FC.
The Champions League winner.
Yeah. And one of the biggest debates right now is, how is he not listed into that 30-man Ballon d'Or list that was released the other day? I mean, broken records in the Champions League, is breaking records in the Premier League if he continues to play this way, but no sign, nothing.
If he keeps playing the way he is now, I mean, like compared to last year, he's like, I don't know. There were a lot of comments last year about the defense carrying him, but I think it's pretty obvious that he's carrying. Not he's carrying the defense, but he's almost he's almost pretty much carrying the defense this year.
Yeah.
Not to say the defense is bad. It's just he's the reason why we've only conceded 3 goals, and 2 of them because it was. He's only conceded 2 goals: the deflected goal against City and the penalty against Liverpool. It's crazy. It's actually ridiculous.
Yeah. And another
and the penalty against James Ward-Prowse as well, the Southampton one.
Just to add to it, I was just looking through some stats today. City have conceded 3 goals from the 12 shots that they've actually been on target. Chelsea have conceded 3 from 35. So
silly.
He's saved 33 shots in the last 8 Premier League games.
It's actually ridiculous.
It's an unbelievable stat. And you see, the thing is that I think Alex mentioned that last season a lot of people were saying that the defense was they're carrying him. A lot of people were saying that because 1, he was new, and then 2, it was Chelsea. So people didn't want to give him the credit he deserved. And even last season, he was making some fantastic saves. He was really, really making. But this season is like, it's so obvious that you can't deny it. You can't say anything against it, because it might, like, he has made about 4 or 5 saves in like 10 minutes, and then you're going to say the defense carried him. A lot of people are going to disagree with you, even though the pundits around you might disagree with you. So it's now just very, very glaring obvious that he's the one that has really helped in solidifying or making that backline as strong as it is, because he also shouts. You see him shouting like very, very commanding of his position. Yes, even yesterday there was a cross that came in and he was shouting keeper. Like, when you're playing football, like, the keeper just gives you it gives the defense a signal that I got this. You could hear his voice even though there were people in the crowd. So he's very, very commanding of his post, and you can see it. Yesterday he really, really saved us. He saved us different. I think the best one was the effort from the bicycle kick where he tipped it over the bar, because I thought that had gone in. I really thought that had gone in. But Mendy being Super Mendy, he just saved us again.
I think we need to start calling him Spider Mendy now.
Yeah.
Just give him this.
We've already had the cat before in our history. Peter Bonetti was called the cat. So now we need to give him a spider.
Yeah. Everything just sticks onto his gloves.
Literally.
It was also sticky on his face yesterday.
I think everywhere he was just putting his body on the line, and it's just incredible to see. But going back to the comment you made about people thinking he doesn't make enough saves. I mean, he had I can't remember, but there were 15 shots from Brentford last night, 7 on target, and he saved 6 of those. I think one of them was on the bar, so that didn't require. So just trying to, I mean, any of the saves that he's made had no deflections, so nothing to do with the defenders or anything, so direct shots. But yeah, honestly, I think we're lucky enough to kind of say the defense complements the goalie and the goalie complements the defense here, and both work with each other. I think don't want to take a dig at Kepa here. He's had great cup performances. I'm sure he'll be there at the Southampton game, but
you couldn't
Oh, yeah.
go you couldn't go the recording without mentioning Kefa.
That's why we chose that game. We wanted to witness the man in the flesh.
I want to witness another Kepa masterclass after Villa. No, but
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, Mendy gives a sense of confidence to the defense where they know that there's someone behind them who can save them if required, worst case scenario. And Mendy knows he can trust his defense if they make a call and they kind of try to head out across or something. But as you said, yeah, he's a true. I think he's a true leader in terms of the calls that he makes, in terms of getting the defensive line fixed up and then getting everyone ready for set pieces. But it's nice to have someone like Mendy in the team who can just week in, week out put performances which make the rest of the team look pretty much average, or pretty much look like he's saved our asses for another week.
He's just been so consistent. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I barely remember him. I don't think he's had a particularly a bad game in his Chelsea career. I genuinely cannot remember any games he's had which you can actually properly say that he wasn't good enough up to scratch.
I think it was in the beginning, like the first 2 games or 3 games that he had for Chelsea. He was making some rash decisions, coming out early and all that. But I think it was all nerves. Like Thiago Silva too. He also had his moments in the beginning, but those nerves are now out the window.
We don't talk about West Brom.
It's about West Brom.
We found the club. Okay.
It's not even a carpet now. It's just layers of carpet. It's just covered up one another. But yeah, talking about the defense, we can't go without talking about Malang Sarr and his performance. It was good, pretty much good. Nothing to kind of complain, I guess, or maybe the final 15 minutes. I think, Alex, we were talking about this before the podcast, where the whole team kind of looked like they were shook, but pretty much held his nerve there. And as a debut, I wouldn't say it was too bad.
I just feel like this game was perfect for Rudiger. Like, his fight and his ability to propel his team forward sometimes with his amazingly adventurous runs. It's just
that shot pinged from 35 yards.
Exactly right. I still think I think so. I mean, the last 15 minutes, everyone lost their composure except for Mendy. Everyone was just absolutely just crapping themselves because it was just wave after wave after wave of Brentford attack, and we barely got on the ball. And I think that probably was compounded by taking off Kovacic and bringing on Mount. I thought Mount did okay. He had some goodish moments, but we'll get onto that later. But yeah, it was last 15 minutes was just pure nerves, and there are some mistakes for Sarr and Chalobah, I think, in terms of picking up Brentford players. But at the same time, Chalobah came in absolute clutch with that clearance off the line, which is just absolutely ridiculous considering he had to sprint back and then basically anticipated the shot coming in. But yeah, I'm happy with Sarr though. That was his Premier League debut, wasn't it? His first ever start. And it's not an easy game to go into, that they're a really aggressive team, in your face team to play against. So to play your first game in the Premier League in that or against them, it's not easy. And so the fact that he scored, he had the most, was it interceptions and clearances? Is ridiculous. So really happy for the guy. And to be honest, before I was quite worried about if Rudiger, if he's out, whenever he's out, what will we really do? But I know that we can cope. It's comforting to know that even our backups in the left centre back and right centre back positions, they can do a job in difficult games. So yeah, really happy for him to get his debut, and he'll do good things for his confidence for sure. Hold on to that game.
I think if we get him a few cup games and kind of bring him into the team, as I would say, any youngster brought from the academy or from a loan kind of spell, they usually end up starting cup games and then come into the first team and become a regular starter in the Premier League and all of that kind of stuff. But Sarr had to kind of just step up on the day and be there for the team. And even if it wasn't going to be the best of performances, he would have known that Tuchel would have given him another chance, knowing that he would have maybe started a few cup games throughout the season, a few FA Cup and Carabao Cup games, of course. So, I mean, realistically, I would give him a start if possible against Malmo, depending on if what the situation is in terms of injuries and all that kind of stuff. Because I can't remember if Reece James played as well.
Yeah, he came on.
Yeah. So he's pretty much
did.
ready to. Yeah, he's pretty much ready to play then. So maybe shift Aspie back into center back, or maybe give Sarr the chance to start. But yeah, no, he played a great game. And as Alex said, the last 15 minutes, pretty much the whole team didn't have composure except Mendy. So you can't really pick him out and say he didn't play well during that time. But yeah, a few good games and then a few confidence boosters, and I think he's gonna be ready. And enough Chalak. The more I say about Chalak at this point, I'm just gonna create an account, just rename our accounts. Spoken enough about him the first 5 podcasts of the season.
Trevor Takes. You can make a good Trevor Takes account because like we're just trying out the words for the guy, aren't we? He's just amazing, isn't he? So from right centre back, he's it's like he's playing as he's almost complete. It's crazy. He's got an amazing, crazy awareness, amazing physicality. He can play great long balls. It's just ridiculous. It's I don't know. Yeah.
The best part is he looks so calm on the ball and he looks so experienced, even though he's so young. You would expect this kind of stuff from Thiago Silva, from Aspie, who've been doing it for the last 10 years or so at professional level. And then you see someone like Chalobah just do it week in, week, or he's been doing week in, week out this season for Chelsea, and it's been going really well. And I hope we're not jinxing anything here, because we've praised Mendy, we've praised Loftus-Cheek, Chalobah, and Sarr, and
they're only going to be better.
Hopefully, because I don't want Malmo smashing us 5-0. We're coming here at the end of the podcast like, forget these players. We need new signings.
Yeah, I think on Trevor, I think even yesterday he had a good game, but I think against the end, like Alex said, he had a very heated tussle. He had some heated tussles with Ivan Toney.
Yeah,
yesterday, and there were some things that he really got off the hook with, like the last man, the tackle he made on Ivan Toney when Ivan Toney was the last man. He was very lucky to get away with that. Some of them you can see that like Ivan acted out, but that particular incident, he could have gotten a red card if Anthony let's bring it to Anthony Taylor. The guy has tormented us for a very long time, but yesterday he was okay. Yesterday he had a good game. He was okay. So I don't want to blast him yesterday because he was okay. I don't want to praise him too much, and I don't want to also go on a rant. But yeah, he was good. And on like the normal Anthony Taylor, I think the Anthony Taylor we saw yesterday was a different version of the Anthony Taylor we know. But the normal Anthony Taylor would have called that back, gone to check it, and then given a red card to Chalobah, because if you look at it clearly, he held him back, and there was a case there. So he just wrote it off. And the thing is that the way Ivan Toney fell, it looked like he was acting, but he added something to it. But at the same time, there was a touch, there was a pull. So yeah,
it was enough for Anthony Taylor to do another.
Yeah, it was enough.
Contact, yes. Let's give him a penalty.
Yeah, and the more the game went on and we're still leading just by a goal, I was still getting worried because it just gave Anthony more room to act out. It gave him more room to mess up. So I'm never comfortable when we are leading 1-0 when Anthony Taylor is the referee. But for some reason yesterday he was in a good mood.
I think yesterday for 90 minutes I was just waiting. When is Anthony Taylor just going to come in, and at the end of the day, what the discussion is just going to change from Chelsea losing or Brentford losing to Anthony Taylor back to his antics and Chelsea struggle to win. But yeah, I think that was Chelsea's third win in 12 games under Anthony Taylor, or when Anthony Taylor's refereeing. So which is
It is
an
weird.
interesting.
We move.
I think the only logical explanation is that maybe he forgot that Chelsea was the one that he was playing, because we had different players on the pitch, so he forgot.
That's actually so yeah, it makes sense. It all makes sense now. Yeah. But maybe he saw the petition and was like, I need to remove this.
Yeah,
so I'll be good now for a bit.
The commentators were talking about
that petition was getting serious.
Even Tuchel talked about it
in the press conference, and Dubois was going crazy on Twitter. He was like, Tuchel saw my petition. Yeah. Might have been one of the signatures, or Tuchel's just sat there signing one of them.
Yeah, over. I signed that. I signed that. The moment I saw it, I did.
Amart's making fake accounts. Amart's like, let me just sign it 4 or 5 times, help it out. Doing my bit for Chelsea.
Exactly.
No, I mean, yeah, back to defense. I feel like this is just going to be the defense podcast, but in Alex's words, Alonso dusted. Chilwell, what a goal!
Oh man, the guy is just like, it's so deserved, because Chilwell's had such a torrid time ever since the Champions League final, and now it's all like, I think we all foresaw this. We all foresaw it all. Like, things would eventually work out for him, because there was no way Alonso was going to play as much as he was for the whole season, and it's just so deserved. I think, like, he's gone through so much. He bent it, like, I can imagine. It's hard to imagine. Imagine being selected for England. Like, that's such a great feeling, and then not being picked at all. It's really not good for your confidence and mental health at all. And then coming into this season and not playing at all for Chelsea, it's just a lot of things building on top of each other. And yeah, he's had his chances for England. I'm so glad that for once Southgate actually handled the situation well and gave him a chance over despite not having too many games under his belt this season. And it's worked wonders for him. He's scored 3 goals. So he scored a goal in each of his last 3 games for club and country. So, and he looked great, to be honest, as well. Like, other than the last 15 where no one really played well, he was making great dribbles and took the goal amazingly. So, just so happy for the guy that he's finally back and back to normal service for him.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I think one of the issues that, like, a lot of people were talking about when it comes to Chilwell was that he wasn't as great offensively as Alonso. Alonso was the one who was acting like a second striker, like, in certain games. So, and it's like now he has balanced his
We're not receiving you that well, Amart.
Attributes. He's very, very good in defense and very, very good. Can he? Is it
maybe
okay
give
now,
it 5 seconds? I think it's okay now.
Is it okay now?
Yes, it's good now.
Okay. So, like, should I repeat myself?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
So for okay.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, with Chilwell, one of the things that we were a lot of fans were concerned about was the fact that it wasn't great going forward, like how Alonso was. Alonso was the one who was very, very good going forward, but coming back he was lacking. But Chilwell was very, very good in defense, and now he has added offense to his game. So he has solidified that position. I think Alonso is definitely the backup, and Alonso is a very good backup to. He's a very good backup. Just that Chilwell was everywhere on the pitch. Like, he was sometimes in the midfield. He was on the left. Sometimes I saw him on the right for some reason. I don't know what he was doing there, but sometimes I saw him there. Sometimes I saw him in the box. Like, he was everywhere. He was. I don't think we would ever get from Alonso. We'll only see Alonso on the left and operate on the left. And even with that, sometimes it's slow going back. So it's good to see Chilwell advance his game this way and overcome all things that he has gone through in the especially the English team. And yeah, it's good. So
yeah, no, I think Yeah, no, I think I backed Alonso a lot when he was having those kind of great performances, and I was probably one of the fans who was like, okay, Alonso needs to start ahead of Chilwell, compared to where a lot of the fans were saying how Chilwell needs to come back, Chilwell needs to come back, and all that. But yeah, I think I've been proving wrong on that one. I mean, as Alex always says, Alonso is good for 3-4 performances, and then he needs a bit of a break. So
It
um,
happened.
it was a bit longer than 3-4 games, but we'll let him have it. Yeah, no, really no complaints from Chilwell, and I guess the nice or the positive thing coming out of this is if one of the players is out of form, the other one can just kind of step up and fill in, and perform as well as, or if not better than the other, and kind of create this competition internally at the squad, and in between the squad members, to kind of push each other and improve. So yeah, I mean, the goal itself was pretty much, I guess, kind of a statement to Tuchel to kind of say, I need to be on this pitch every week, or at Stamford Bridge every week in, week out, which is always nice to see. Yeah, I guess the only kind of thing to not to talk about is the 15 minutes of stress one shot in the second half. I felt like this was going to be one of those days where we're just going to concede a late goal, or concede 2 late goals, and we're going to go home, head on our hands, and just sit there like, how do we go from getting 3 points to nothing at the end of the night?
Oh man, it was just wave after wave, but not slowly drifting. It went actually very slowly drifting. It went very slowly. Oh man, but yeah, just holding on pretty much for all of it. I guess you could say that it started out like it pretty much after Kovacic came off. Like I thought, I mean, in terms of midfield, the things were. I thought Kante. I don't remember much he did, to be honest, but I didn't really remember anything bad he did. So no problems with there. And Loftus-Cheek, like I think we can pretty much comfortably say Loftus-Cheek is back to 18-19 levels. Maybe not in terms of offensively, because he's being played like in the Jorginho role pretty much.
Yeah.
But he's back. Like he's doing exactly what we saw from in 18-19 in terms of going dribbling past players, making really good passes. Just it's so nice to see it, isn't it? Like the fact that he's back to, like, when myself included, we doubted whether he'd be able to, like especially after not having a amazing loan spell at Fulham.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's felt like he would be able to join the team, but for some reason during preseason and during training, he has impressed Tuchel a lot. Like, yeah, he really has. He really has impressed him, and he's got his chance and he's shined. And I agree with you. He's not been given like the offensive role that he had under Sarri, but I think the role that he's been given yesterday, his hold up play was so fantastic. Like he was. I don't even remember any a time that he was just in the middle. He was in fully in control of the ball, and you can see he was using his strength more. He was using his pace also, because he was able to beat 2-3 players and then drive the ball forward. So he was combining that offensive attributes at the same time. He was also using his defensive holding midfielder role, and he really did well. So I think every Chelsea fan was happy. Maybe some weren't, but a lot of people were happy. I know some weren't happy because of where he was playing. So it's like he was pushing somebody else. But I don't think somebody shining in the position means is pushing somebody else. It just means that we have another option in there who can also play very well in that position. That's all. And Ruben was fantastic yesterday. I think he was instrumental in the first half, especially in stopping a lot of Brentford's attacks. He was doing a lot in doing that. I think the second half, the wave upon wave upon wave, kind of overwhelmed everybody in the midfield and the defense. But like he was really really doing well in the first half and the second. I think that the whole game, if it wasn't for probably Chilwell and Mendy's heroics, I'll say he was also like the third best player on the pitch. He was fantastic. And then I think him and Kovacic were working very well, but I don't know. I had some issues to Kovacic yesterday too as well. I don't know what you guys will say about it, but I don't talk too much, so you guys can go ahead.
No, you could, if you want to say, you should, because like Kovacic normally he's like over the season he's been brilliant, I think, but I don't really remember him being that amazing. But I'm not sure, because when he came off, that was when we really started to lose control. So I'm not sure. I'm really not sure why it all happened, really.
The thing was, yesterday he was working very well with Ruben and Kante. They were working very well. I think Kante was the one doing most of the forward runs, and he was the one doing the hold up play with Ruben in the middle. But I think his passes were so off. Like his passes to Werner, to Chilwell, to Lukaku were so off, and there were some clear cut chances that that if he hit it in the right way, or he hit it, some of them he underhit, some of them he overhit, and then there were chances that were going back, and you could see Tuchel was frustrated. Lukaku himself was also very, very frustrated yesterday, and I don't know. Yesterday I was having a conversation with somebody on Twitter. I think Marv, I think his username is Marv the Greatest or something like that, and we're talking about the fact that it's weird, because last season our problem was scoring goals. Our problem was never creating chances. Our problem last season, we're creating a lot of chances last season, and we're not scoring goals. But for some reason this season, we've got the goal scorer in, and we are not creating enough chances for the goal scorer. We are not giving him certain passes. We've seen it happen in a lot of games, especially even when the first game that Lukaku played in the Arsenal game, or I think was that the first game? Yeah, I think that was the first game. He could have scored more goals in that game if the passes were right, the chances were given, but he wasn't getting those passes. And I think a big reason is because Mount hasn't been his best, because most of the chances we're getting last season was coming through him. And this season, he hasn't really been his usual best. I think he still needs time to pick up that form again. The Euros really drained a lot out of him. You could see that the Euros drained a lot. He hasn't really recovered going again, and our attackers also come to play again. Like we would be seeing a lot of chances for Lukaku to score, because he needs the chances. And you could see yesterday he was very, very frustrated. He made good runs, but no balls coming through. So yeah, we need to solve that issue too as well.
Yeah, I think we've all seen the power of resting Mount just only for a couple of weeks. We've seen what happened. I mean, after when Tuchel benched him for a couple of games when he first came in, and then Mount came back and was brilliant, or just as brilliant as he was earlier in the season last year. So I've got no worries about that, and I think it's to be expected considering he's not been amazing, but neither have like Havertz. I can't defend him. Like I know he's my he's in my heart, of course, but I just can't. He's not done anything this season. I won't lie. I haven't seen anything from him so far this season for him to warrant starting for Chelsea. And yes, I think maybe that's reflected in us going to 3-5-2 and him only really coming on as a bench player. But yeah, nothing really from him, and then nothing from Ziyech either. So it's a real conundrum of what do we do next in order to get Lukaku.
Pulisic has also been injured. Sorry, I'm just saying Pulisic has been injured.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Pulisic's and Pulisic's kind of discussion, it's been 37 days and we don't even have a clue of what the injury is, so that's kind of concerning on its own. But if I may interrupt and kind of just say, I guess this is a good period to get the players going again. We've got Norwich, no disrespect to the teams that we play. I mean, we know every team can show up on the day, but I guess compared to what we've just had with Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City, and all those kind of teams, we've got Southampton, Norwich, Malmo, Newcastle, and then Malmo again, and then Burnley. And then we've got the international break, I think, for the next week. So, but it's a perfect time for the players to kind of just get back to their form, try and increase their confidence, go into that international break, come back, because as soon as they come back, it's Leicester, Juventus, Man United, and West Ham at the London Stadium. So that's almost like playing. We know that's another podcast on its own. So I guess it's a good kind of chance for them to come back. But yeah, as you said, Ziyech and Pulisic, it's all like concerning now, because it's been a while now. For how long will Chelsea fans be patient before it's like let's offload them before we have to let them go off for free, or make a loss on those players? No disrespect to anyone.
You know that thing we did.
Yeah. Sorry, I've just read the chat.
Sorry, my laptop is getting hot is what I was trying to say. But yeah, getting on to this though, like how we do that thing where we buy players after we see that they play well against us.
Ziyech in the UCL against us.
Federico Chiesa. I don't care how much money it takes. How many attacking midfielders or attackers we have to sell, except for Mount. Sell all, sack them all off, except for probably Lukaku as well. But get rid of them all to get Chiesa. To be honest, he's just ridiculous, man. Just absolutely ridiculous. He can do everything.
Yeah. I really wanted us to get him in. I think the time when it was rumored that Lukaku wasn't interested in coming back to Chelsea, I was like, why are we still going after Haaland when Chiesa is there and we could and funny enough, I didn't think he was as young as he is. I always thought he was older because the guy was so good. He had that kind of experienced player mentality. I thought it was like 26, 27, but he's very, very young, and I don't know why people are not going in for him, and the focus is always on Haaland.
Yeah, part of me still wants I know it's all very reactionary because Lukaku's not firing on all cylinders right now, and you see all the viral clips of Haaland scoring 3 goals with 3 balls lined on top of each other, and you think, oh yeah, we want some of that.
But it's the Bundesliga.
No, that's not even. You can't really. It's a video of him stacking 3 balls.
Yeah, I saw that. It was edited. It was edited.
Yeah, I want to find out how did he end up stacking. That's harder than the shot.
Yeah, itself. It was edited.
Because I looked at it first and I was like, no way is that pot. Like he just put it on top of one and he just stays there. Like I can't even get one of them on the penalty spot. You go into the park there, the penalty spot's dug in, and you got all the grass.
If that was possible, like the F2 freestylers would have done that a long time ago. Like this kind of freestyle footballers would have done that a long time ago.
Yeah. But yeah, my point was like, I mean, it's just we can always say, oh, I still wanted Haaland, or I want Haaland and all that, but we can't go and spend another massive amount of money on him.
Yeah.
So we have to make what we have. Like it's come to a point where we have everything that we need in order to become this like high good or well scoring team. Hell, we've even shown it this season we can be a good scoring team. The games against Spurs, against Arsenal. I mean, Liverpool, before we went a man down, we looked like we were going to score loads. But then ever since that Liverpool game, pretty much, ever since the Spurs game, I guess, it's just not been happening. And I think Tuchel, it's down to Tuchel to work it out, and not because I don't think buying more players necessarily is the answer. Because I'd love Chiesa. I've just said that, but it's like.
Goes on a rant about Chiesa and then forgets.
Yes, let's get fine. Yeah, I love Chiesa. I'd love him at Chelsea, but will it solve all our problems? I'd get him, of course, for the vibes and because he's a great player.
The vibes.
Yeah, but I think at this point we need to. I'm kind of contradicting myself, but
right. It's past 10:30, so anything Alex says now.
Time to go sleep. But yeah, it's time for it's where Tuchel's got to earn his money, and hopefully he'll get Lukaku firing again somehow.
Yeah, no, I think. Yeah, I honestly think it's just a bit of reactionary. I think we've been scoring goals. We've scored
Mm.
goals since the start of the season. Kind of struggling after Spurs, but guess it happens with teams. And again, I'm just trying to think of every time we've kind of won the league title, and there's not been a league title that we've won and kind of gone, oh, every single game was a game where we won comfortably or where every single player played well, because you always have those performances from players or as a team itself where you kind of get the tactics right, get everything right, but just nothing works on the day. And on those days, you have a game like Brentford where you just win 1-0, you play, you defend your heart out, then especially the last 15, 20 minutes, and just kind of get the 3 points the way you can, rather than playing flashy football, scoring goals left, right, and center, and dominating a game. So yeah, I think it's just reactionary to kind of even think about the next season or the transfer that we need to make or all of this and that kind of thing. Just give him time. He scored 4 goals already. I can't
I don't think the issue is even Lukaku. I don't think that's what Alex was saying. I think the issue is creating chances for him.
Yeah, no, I'm not going after
so
Alex.
Our attacking midfields have to really step up their. Yeah.
No, yeah.
I'm just saying that it's not Lukaku's fault. It's not Lukaku's fault. Lukaku is definitely going to score if we give him the chances, but the chances are not coming. So
yeah,
that's where the issue is.
Yeah, and I'm just saying, like, I guess it's just a team kind of thing where they just need to get their confidence up. They just need to pick up their form again. And as I said before, there's time to do that now. We play Norwich, Southampton, Malmo, and then it's time to kind of give Pulisic if he's fit, Ziyech, Kai Havertz, put them on the pitch, kind of get them rolling for the next few games and give them chances before we kick in with Man United, West Ham, Leicester, and all those teams. So I guess, yeah, I mean, I feel like, because I will say, just to kind of keep this conversation moving, because Zoom doesn't have that timer anymore, we have zero idea of how long we've been recording, and I feel like it's already been an hour of us talking about Brentford. So anyway, let's move to Malmo before we're here all night and Alex is half asleep.
Already am. It's all good. I can do a Malmo preview. That's still got that in the tank.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Right. They're recording the Champions League in the best. 3 losses. I guess we're gonna have to win this one and then the next one against Juventus to qualify in the first place or top the group.
So we play these guys twice. So it's pretty important that we get the dubs over twice, because otherwise, because Juventus they're playing Zenit twice, so it's definitely going to shift the balance of the group. Especially if Zenit can take some points off Juventus, we can still finish top. But we really got to get our act together and make sure we beat Malmo convincingly both times. It's really important that we do that.
Yeah, and beating Juventus too is also very, very possible, because they've not really been that good this season, but for some reason they knew exactly what to do against us. So we just need to figure out how to overcome that. And then like you said, beating Malmo home and away is very, very important.
Yeah. Because then it's Juventus, and then our last game in the group is Zenit. So it's going to be a weird couple of games after Malmo. But if we can get those extra, I'd be really surprised if we got 9 points in the group and didn't qualify. That would be pretty ridiculous. So get the 6 points.
From what I feel like that what's going to happen is I feel like it's pretty much clear that it's going to be us and Juventus who qualify, and I think it's just a race for topping the group and getting a better draw. But knowing Chelsea's luck and the luck that we had last season, we're going to get completely screwed over and play Bayern Munich. We're going to play, I guess, I was going to say Barcelona, but that's probably one of the better teams to play at the moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going to end up playing the strongest 4 teams throughout the rounds. And it's either going to be a miracle Chelsea team getting into that final. But I've got a bet with my cousin going on at the moment. It's if Chelsea win the Champions League or the Premier League, I get a pair of AirPods. So if I'm here by next season wearing a pair of AirPods, you best believe I've
You have a
secured the
lot. You
bag.
have a lot riding on the line.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Forget the like the happiness of winning a Champions League or a Premier League. I'm after for the pod. I'm after the AirPods at the moment. Yeah, but I mean, predicted lineups. Let's start with that. I'd give Kepa the upper shot. Kepa, give him the gloves. Give him the gloves.
I've just come back and I'm very confused.
No, I was just saying, let's just quickly go through the predicted lineups or
Okay.
what you guys think. And I said Kepa, give him the gloves.
Yeah, I go Kepa for this one, to be honest. Like, it's a big risk, but it's Malmo. If we're gonna give him a Champions League debut, like game, it's gonna be these two. So yeah, I'll give him this one. I think. Actually,
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, yeah.
next one, not this one. We need to win this one. Kepa can have the reverse fixture
Right.
in a week's or 2 weeks time, but Mendy this time. We gotta win.
You would think that like Tuchel will play Kepa, but I just have a feeling that he might put Mendy in, especially because we lost against Juventus, so we definitely won this one.
Yeah.
So he might start with Mendy. I think I'll also go with Mendy on this one. Then, like you said, Kepa comes in for the is it the away game or the home game? I don't know which one we are playing first.
I think we're playing away first.
You're playing away first. Okay, then.
No, we're playing home. We're playing home. Oh.
All right. I wasn't sure. I just knew we were playing them home and away. Next
No.
games,
We play them home and then we play them away next time. So November the 2nd.
Okay. Yeah. And with the defense, I wouldn't even mind seeing the same defense we played against Brentford. Like get a chance again. But maybe
put out Sar.
Thiago Silva might come in.
I might just put in Reece James at right back and put in Aspie, just slot him right in. And
yeah.
If sorry to interrupt, but if Thiago Silva's ready, then bring him on and give Chalobah the rest, or maybe let Chalobah play, depending on what Tuchel thinks is fine after the 2 training sessions that they're going to have.
Or Rudiger might also be fit. You might never know.
I'm really interested to see, because it all depends on whether Rudiger's fit or not, because we haven't seen Christensen, or we don't have anyone that's played at left centre back other than Rudiger and Sarr. So it's like what we do. I'm not sure how we're going to approach this one, to be honest, especially if Rudiger's still out. Like, I don't want Sarr to play again, to play in this one, to be honest. I'd rather you can play him in the next one, but we have to win the Champions League game. DA was good, but and you know what?
Yeah.
If he's gonna start him, fine. I'll back him, of course. And it's not even it won't be like I won't question it or anything. But it's like it's still. I guess if we don't really have any other left centre backs other than Sarr and Rudiger, and if Rudiger's still out, it makes sense, I guess. But yeah, Thiago Silva. I mean, Tuchel said I think that Thiago Silva might have been able to play against Brentford, even though he came back late. So I reckon Thiago Silva might get the game in this one, because Christensen played full 90 as well. And then right centre back is a toss up between Chalobah or Aspie. I would go Aspie, I think, because I think you guys probably agree, but I want Reece James to probably start in this one. And that was some very fast reactions. But yeah.
Amart got too excited about Rudiger playing.
We move. But yeah, I think I like Reece James to start this one, I think.
No, I think it's a great way to bring him back. I think Tuchel said right before the international break on how bad of an injury Reece James has and how he's been training in the pool or something for the last few weeks. So bring him on, give him the chance, maybe take him off if needed, and bring on Sarr towards the end of the game and move Aspie to right wing back or right back.
Yeah. And March, what are you saying?
About the defense.
Yeah.
yeah, I think I said I wouldn't mind seeing them again, but like I agree with you guys. Like we need to win, so like put either like bring. I'm sure Reece James will play, so Aspi might be moved back to centre back. So we'll have him and probably Thiago Silva, Chaloba, or one of them, and then we'll see. But yeah, like I just prefer James and Chilwell on the like right back, left back position, and defense. Like I agree with you guys on that.
Yeah, and midfield we're going with 3-5-2. I am not, but I think I'll go with the prediction of what Tuchel will do.
I think it's going to be a 5 in the midfield again. Or I could honestly see Loftus-Cheek and Jorginho maybe, and then maybe Mount, Havertz, and Lukaku, or maybe Werner, Mount, and Havertz up top.
Yeah, because we got a taste of, because Mount came on and then Havertz also came on, so it was pretty much a Werner, Havertz, Mount.
Yeah,
but then Mount was probably a bit deeper, and yeah, it was still the 3-5-2. But I'd like to see in this one. I'd be fine with Mount playing in midfield with this one and go like a. Then again, I don't know. Listen, I'd love Loftus-Cheek to get more Champions League experience, and I think, yeah, I'd love him in this game too. But he did play 90 minutes only 3 days ago, so
yeah,
probably the best to rest him and go with Jorginho. Or I would go Kovacic because he got subbed off, so he'll be fresher, and then Mount, I think. But it's even more tricky to predict now because there's lots of sheet coming in. Not really sure what's going to happen with that. But yeah, I think it'll be Jorginho, Kovacic, Mount. I don't think they'll play Kante. Like he's in this. It's not even. I mean, it's a big game. We've got to win it, but it's not good to risk Kante in this one. Just keep him at one a game a week for a bit, and then
exactly.
Yeah.
I think with Kante, we have to just manage him very well so that he doesn't get a long-term injury again. So the way we are using him, I think it's okay. And we have a lot of midfielders too that can just easily come in and slot in those positions. So yeah, I agree with you on that one too. Like definitely Jorginho and Kovacic. I'm not a big fan of that combination, but I think for Malmo, I think it will work. It will be okay. I'm just worried about the forward passes, like who is going to give them, Jorginho, Kovacic. Kovacic's forward passes not like in the last game was very, very poor. So I'm just hoping that Jorginho steps up and delivers it. But with Mount on the pitch to know that yes, like we'll get good passes into the penalty box to find either whoever starts. Like I'll prefer Lukaku and Werner to start, but I don't think they might start. I think either Havertz to be Havertz and Werner, or maybe he might go with a one top and play Lukaku alone. It's it's getting more difficult to predict Tuchel. It's already difficult to predict him, and now it's even become more difficult. So
now that we've gone to this new formation, it's like
exactly.
it could be literally anything at this point.
Exactly.
He's giving the journalists a run for his money now. He's every time the lineup gets leaked a few hours before the game, he's like, "Nope, I'm going to make a formation where every possibility is open."
And it's also bad for FPL too as well. He's becoming the Pep. He's becoming like Pep for FPL managers. We don't know what he's going to play. So you might have Christensen or Chilwell in your squad, and then he will put Alonso or somebody else in there.
I've honestly forgotten about FPL. I'm just trying to open my FPL app to see, and I'm like,
I've been very, very bad in FPL.
Yeah,
I didn't look at my FPL team until 2 hours before the deadline.
Right. No, I haven't looked at it in the last 4 weeks. So
I'm just smug because I put in Chilwell this week.
Yeah. Okay. Nice.
He did well.
Nice.
Pretty much captain Salah this weekend, which was probably a good idea.
I think everyone captain Salah this week.
Yeah, it's like 3 points. Salah and Bruno.
I believed in Lukaku and he let me down.
Oh, Dude, Lukaku, I think we've got to transfer him out to probably because Vardy's doing great right now, and Kane too today did well. So maybe Kane.
I'm even thinking of taking Ronaldo out and maybe putting Son, or getting a cheaper striker, putting Son in the midfield, or Mane, because Mane is also in very, very good form. One of them, because I don't know, like having Lukaku and Ronaldo in the same team is just bad. It's just bad for business, bad for points.
I think the best kind of solution is delete the app.
Yeah.
Delete the app. and
This week I almost missed the deadline. The last game week I missed the deadline. I think I made changes like 10 minutes to the deadline. That's when I started making changes. I remember then I went to make changes, and that was it.
Yeah, it's a weird time for FPL. Like, it's sometimes I think, oh, it's such a good, I'm so good at this, and then it'll screw you over the next week, and then you just, yeah, it's extremely luck based, I think. But I decided this year that I really wanted to try and do as well as possible, but after this year, I'm not. I'm never going to play it again. I've said I'll never do it. But it's just this year I'm like, I'll properly try and do well. But yeah, it was a good day in fantasy for pretty much the Chelsea defenders and Mendy.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's because Alex knows we're giving away a T-shirt for the first place. So Alex is like, I
want my T-shirt. I want my T-shirt back.
Right. Malmo pretty much ticked off. Brentford pretty much ticked off. Anything you guys want to say at the end of the podcast?
I think we've covered everything, to be honest. I can't think of much else to think about.
Yeah, pretty much it.
Everything in depth.
Yeah, pretty much it, I guess. Yeah, I mean, thank you guys for listening in. Thank you guys for tuning in. And we're sorry that we haven't done a few episodes or missed a few games out, but yeah, life happens, and you kind of just have to sideline football. So yeah, hopefully we'll be back after regularly. I'm kind of lost in terms of how to do an outro, and I'm relearning it all again. But
subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Yeah, thank you guys for as someone just walks past behind me. Thank you guys for listening, watching, depending on what platform you are. Make sure to follow all of our social media pages, and make sure to follow all of us and get all the latest news surrounding Chelsea. We'll be posting regularly again, and if you already follow us, make sure to like our posts, because Instagram's just like, you've not been active for last month, we're not going to give you any attention at all, and we're not getting any kind of interaction. But yeah, thank you guys, and we'll see you next time.